Hey there, everyone. This is Steve from Seattle, Washington, and you're listening to one of my favorite guilty pleasures, Daddy Issues, with the Shade Queen and Lily Bongwater, fellow members of the Damaged Goods Podcast Network, just like my show, Baked and Awake, where we talk cannabis, conspiracies, and you. And now, I'll give you back to the ladies, and until next time, smoke indica, do shit anyway.
Welcome to Daddy Issues.
Push nice and hard. You know, if your wrist is wore out by the time you get done doing this, you did something right.
Yeah,
okay,
well,
let's
snap it.
Here.
Because this one, I got busted, but I still made it.
I go full trailer park.
Hello and welcome.
It could have been better as a porn.
Let's go back to the hose.
That's weird.
I don't know. She seems like a right nut. I'm not gonna lie. Like, she does. Like, anybody
Pardon me.
popped it back in there. Hope he has SARS.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
Woo.
Well. Look who skipped their meds today. And then it was just like, I should drink less.
I got all these daddy issues. You're like, I missed you.
I missed you too.
I almost didn't recognize you without all of the pomp and circumstance and like the zha-zha. Like,
Oh man.
I've been looking at your photos, girl. Shit.
They turned out really
They're
good,
really,
didn't they?
yeah, they're really fucking good. Go check them out. I'm gonna start tagging all of them and resharing them. So if you want to get hard, check out my Instagram. It's at Shade Queen 2019, and then you have to check out hers. She's got one. She also has an amazing show, Legion After Dark. So download that. But then after, also follow her on her Instagram at Legion After Dark.
Yes. I changed it all up. I've got Lady M Swan on my Instagram.
Yeah, I already
and on my
blew
Twitter.
it. Yeah.
Well, no, because isn't it still like, because that's your name, but the @ it still stays the same.
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
it?
All right. So I didn't fuck it up.
I think it does, because I know on Twitter when I changed my username to Lady M Swan, my @ is still at Legion After Dark.
Okay. So
Which is
that's how
awesome.
you can find her.
Speaking of Twitter, would you like to hear some kink in the news?
Do it right now. On the table.
Right. So this is a new segment that we talked about last show, I think. Kink in the
Kink
news.
in the news.
Where we bring you news and various things that are going on that day.
Go ahead and say that one more time because you broke up.
Oh, we bring you news from the sex work and BDSM community, respectively, depending on who has news coming out.
Who's got the shit today?
Yeah, who's got the shit today. And I'll tell you who's got the shit today. Mistress Tissa, who runs the Alchemy Rooms, which is a very, very nice dungeon space over here in the UK. Went on holiday, went away. Mm-hmm. And while she was gone, some dickheads broke into the dungeon and absolutely destroyed everything. They destroyed the furniture. They slashed the paintings that were on the wall. I mean, they absolutely destroyed it all.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't.
If you'll give me one.
I was just gonna ask, like, on a scale to, that's, first of all, okay, my first reaction is that's a lot of fucking money to fix, to replace, and then the second thing that hits me and probably hit her first was, oh my god, someone went out of their way to fuck up my shit with literally nothing else to do in your day. You're not even stealing anything. You're just going in there to destroy shit. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I mean, and there's no reason for it.
No, there
she's
isn't.
not. We don't bring like fucking school kids in to have a look around our dungeon. We don't do anything to destroy the fabric of the communities that we live in.
No, it's like, just shut the fuck up, bitches. Like, okay, let me explain something to you that I learned in Alaska. If a brothel exists, that's because there's customers. You know what I'm fucking saying? Like,
absolutely.
Like, stop
Absolutely.
acting
And honestly,
like the sex
I'm
industry is going away. It's not. It was here first. It was the OG industry. Like, if you wanted to make money.
Profession, motherfuckers.
Yes. So, like, get the fuck over this. I'm not saying I'm a mother. Do I want my kid rolling up into one of them? No. But he's not. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's okay. I would understand if, like, she were doing a big public scene in the middle of, like, a park in the daytime, and there's kids around and people kick off. I get that.
Yeah.
But you don't come up into our space and wreck our shit just because.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like it's like, honestly, another form of a hate crime.
I think it should be classed as a hate crime. I really do.
Like, okay, because now, okay, can I make an announcement kind of in the vein of Twitter and on the subject? We're really getting over-censored. And, you know, like, sex workers especially are being completely ostracized from the internet. Like...
the internet, public spaces. I'm getting to Marriott next after
she's like, I got shit to say.
I got shit to say. Well, I mean, this is right. This segment is right up my alley because this is news that you will not hear about. You won't hear about it on the radio. You won't hear about it on TV.
True.
You could read some like articles online about it if you look for them. Yeah. But they're not going to be something. They're not going to be shared around on Facebook because people view sex workers and kinky people as lesser than them. Yeah. When in reality. But anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent, right? So she made it. Yeah. So Mistress Tess made a GoFundMe. She posted a video. On her GoFundMe, there are pictures of the damage that was done to this. I mean, she had such a beautiful space, such a gorgeous space. And I mean, she's got pictures. They spray painted slut on the outside of the door. They slashed the sofas and the furniture, the throne and everything. I mean, it is really bad. But what's happened is she posted it on Twitter, and every other dominatrix and sex worker that came across, I saw dominatrixes, I saw findoms posting up and saying, you know, fuck my wish list, fuck my tributes. You give a donation to the alchemy rooms. You give a donation and you help her rebuild this shit. And so far, they've raised over half of their goal.
Wow.
In one day, 253 people have donated.
Holy shit.
If you are listening to this and would like to donate, right? www.gofundme.com/f/recover-the-alchemy-rooms. I'm sure we'll put a link in the description to this GoFundMe. So I urge all of you to donate because fuck that. That is such bullshit. I mean, minding your own business. Yeah, I think a lot of people that criticize sex work and things like that are just really fucking jealous.
You want me to give you a comparison that's really going to make people bristle up? Of course I do. If this happened at a church, what the fuck?
Oh God, if this happened at a church, it'd be in every newspaper.
And everybody's sitting there.
It'd turn a hate crime.
Yeah, and everybody's sitting there and they're like, well, it's not. No, it's not. It's a public service. First of all, I'm gonna work on like some sort of like sound thing. See, normally he's at school, so it's not a big deal at all. But you know, it's still nice to have, like when I'm recording. Yeah, no, okay, so if this happened at a church, it would be all over the news. There would be a huge outrage. It would be a hate crime. It would be a crime against religion. There's supposed to be a separation between like church and state, supposedly, but if this happened, it would still be all over the news, and they would have community support, and they would have, you know, the law would be behind them. So I'm just saying, like, how is this being handled, really? Other than people collecting donations on her behalf, is anyone in the community really being like, this was fucked up, besides us?
Honestly, not that I'm aware of. I'm not sure if a police report has been filed. I'm sure it has. I'm not sure. I am not sure how the community has reacted. All I know is how our community has reacted, and our community has come together in a big way to help her out. And I mean, I don't know her. I've never been to an event and met her. You know, she lives in a different area of UK as I do, that kind of thing. But that doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And that's actually one of the things that I really like about this whole community, which no one really talks about except people within it already, which is they are it's like a strong tribe. Like, yeah, when shit goes down like this, people band together in a way that I don't see all vanilla people do. Just gonna say it. Like, I can't, I've literally watched people just within my state fuck shit up for years and never get shit off the ground. But it's been how long? And this woman has half of her goal because the people around her believe in what she was doing, know that what happened to her was wrong, and know that she's not gonna get community support.
Yeah, absolutely. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. It's bullshit for her to have been attacked in the first place.
Yep.
And it's bullshit that, you know, you can't get proper insurance for, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just the fact that they did it. It's all the other bullshit that goes along with our line of work.
Well, and,
you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Oh no, you were still talking. I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're right. It's fucked. It's fucked because people, you know, you remember when anytime anything happens and they try to blame it on terrorists and they always say, what do they always say in America? Oh, they're attacking us because they hate our freedom. That's why they attack sex workers. That's why Christians and vanilla folks attack sex workers. They don't like the fact that we don't have to go to a shitty job that we fucking hate every day and just the misery of it all. We don't have that. We get to set our own schedules. We get to make our own money. We get to do our own shit. And they fucking can't stand that. So instead of nutting up and just setting up themselves, you know, but it's so funny too, because especially the conservative types, they're the first motherfuckers to sit there and be like, well, if you don't like your job, why don't you start your own business? If you don't like working with other people, why don't you start your own business? Oh, wait, not like that.
Not that business. Any other business.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I feel for her because, well, I had, at one point, my house was broken into, and you know, I just know the feeling of walking in somewhere where someone else has been and you're like, am I safe here? You know, and that's without an actual attack. What happened at her place was an attack on her, what she does, who she is, and it was all public. You know, nobody sent her a message or an email or left a message. No, they made this like a spectacle. It's pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up.
It absolutely is fucked up. But the solidarity that I'm seeing through this is fantastic.
Power to the people!
It's great. It really is. It's so fucking wonderful.
I think it's important that you stick together. You gotta stick together, guys.
Well, you have to. When society doesn't want you, you form your own. It's just like with any other subculture, except for our subculture is more frowned upon than, say, hippies or punk kids, or you know what I mean? Like, we're judged more harshly than any other group of people, really, aside from like Muslims at the minute and illegal immigrants. They all get shit from get shit on from these people. But I think the tide's turning, you know?
I said that the other
hope
day.
so,
I
anyway.
feel like there's a huge shift happening. Oh, go ahead. Hold on.
Sorry. What
You
was
were
it?
getting to another kink in the news story.
Another kink in the news story comes from the sex worker world, and it's less of a story and more of a warning. Hotels are now being trained to spot a hooker.
Oh, I love
And
this. I
women-
forgot about this. Yeah.
Women are getting they're getting arrested, they're getting kicked out of various hotels and things like that for literally no reason. I think they threw one woman out for drinking at the bar by herself, and they're banning women for drinking. And they say, of course, they throw the whole human trafficking. Well, we're just trying to stop human trafficking. And it's like, just because a woman's having a drink on her own doesn't mean that she's a trafficked sex slave. You
Quite
know?
honestly, if she's having a drink alone, she's probably grateful. She's like,
Right?
I'm fucking alone for a minute.
Well, if you would like, here is the list of hotels who are being trained to spot a hooker, which I think they highly underestimate the amount of money that
I was gonna
hotels
say,
get
like,
from the sex industry.
Most hookers that I know, especially the ones in New York, like, they dress better than I do, and I worked for Fendi. So, like...
Right. So the list goes as follows. Edition, JW Marriott, Autograph Collection Hotels, Renaissance Hotels, the Marriott, Delta Hotels, AC Hotels, Courtyard, Residence Inn, Spring Hill Suites, Fairfield, Town Place Suites, Luxury Collection, W Hotels, Westin, Sheraton, Meriden, Tribute Portfolio, Design Hotels, and Aloft.
So,
All of those, they are all of their staff is trained to assume that if you're a woman traveling alone and God forbid you want to drink in the bar, or God forbid you have a vibrator with you, or God forbid you wear fucking high heels, you are assumed to be a trafficked person and they will kick you out. Although I'm not sure how that helps trafficking at all.
You're
know
like,
what I mean?
by the
It's
way, I
like-
don't think it does anyone any service.
That's what gets me. It's like you're training this whole excuse. We're training them so that they can help stop human trafficking. They can. It's like, okay, so when you see someone that you think is trafficked, you call the police, right?
And let them sort it out. No, they don't want that publicity.
Well, that they don't. This is just institutionalized slut shaming, is what this is. It's ridiculous. It's
Dude,
stupid.
please try and kick me out. I would like. There were so many nights when I was traveling where I would be like, I don't even drink, but like I'd sit at the bar and I'd like.
Well, yeah, 'cause you
have-
don't want to just sit in your room, do you?
Right, it's boring. So I'd like go out, and then sometimes, what would I drink? I would drink like mocktails, essentially, and
Yeah.
for me that was good enough. But yeah, I think I would just be bored and lonely. There's really nobody to talk to, and you know,
you're not allowed to you're not allowed to
be social.
if you're a woman. Otherwise, you're a hooker.
You know what?
It's just
I would love it if
Where-
someone would come up to me and be like, "You have to leave," and I'd be like, "Why?" And they'd be like, "You're being trafficked." I'd be like, "Okay, where? To my room? I'm not drunk. You just what?" And then at what point are you going to back down? Do you not back down? It's just your word against mine. I'm supposedly the slut. Shouldn't I know? Just saying.
yeah, I know. I know.
But no.
I think I would like a legal precedent set for this. I would like a really, really popular, high-paid escort that has that big money to fucking do a discrimination lawsuit against a hotel for trying to throw them out because they simply because they have, you know, unsavory items with them or whatever. I mean, who the fuck cares?
I have a better
You
experiment.
are. If you want to crack down on human trafficking, hit the fucking massage parlors.
Well, if you just want to like make this rule go away real quick, okay, dress up a soccer mom, like really nice, like nice as shit, okay? Put her in that bar, separate her from her children for like 4 hours, 3 kids or better. She has to have 3 kids or more at home. And you leave her in that bar and then you try and kick her ass out, see what the fuck happens. And then see if you want to keep that rule in place. Mm-hmm.
That'd be a nice experiment to have somebody like that, and then to have someone with like a more revealing dress on sitting there on her own as well.
Yeah.
And just film the whole thing.
Yeah, and just see what happens. But like it's gotten to a point, and Kink in the News isn't just to highlight like the bureaucratic shit. It's really there is a lot of injustice with this industry. That's kind of known. But at the same time, it's like, okay, this essentially was destruction of property. You know, I mean, if she's not really a slut, so libel? Could you get her for that?
Yeah,
like
slander?
You know, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there are clearly laws that were broken. And is anything being done about it? No. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, like, most crime is being gotten away with over here, so you can just kind of do whatever you want in this country at the minute. They cut so much funding to the police forces. They've set up hotlines like where you
like,
call
if it's
them.
not that bad but kind of bad, call this number.
Not even that. Yeah. You call the report. You call to report, like, you know, somebody stole my bike out of my garden, and they'll be like, God. Okay, well, this is a low
priority.
Or what are they calling it? It's low priority, but there was another word they had for it as well, where the likelihood of them solving it was so low that it wasn't even worth bothering with. So you might want to just check the for sale groups to see if your bike turns up on one of them, but there's not really a lot we can do.
I've gotten that too. Police officers being like, could you just police for us? No! You go! This is your job. I swear, I grew up on crime television and SVU, and, you know, it's like, I know that some of you are supposed to do something, so can you do it so that I don't have to? I shouldn't be looking at, like, I was told to go, like, check pawn shops. And I'm like, why? What?
Why? That's your job.
They were like, go call around to the local. This was really something a cop said to me. Go call around to the local pawn shops. If you find it, call us. Swear.
No, you find it.
I was like,
lazy ass.
I was like, and my tax dollars are working today. Like, why are you here? What do you do? I'm sure I'm getting points for that. Seriously though, if you're a police officer and listen to our show, hands up for you, because you probably are pretty fucking cool to still be listening.
I mean, how cool can you be if you're a cop though? I mean, that's kind of the definition of not cool.
I have had this discussion with people a lot, because I've only ever in my life met one cop that I thought was cool as shit, and like, but he smoked weed.
Pretty cool.
Huh?
Yeah, I said my mom's cool.
Yeah, see, I haven't met your mom, but she's probably a good example of like a legit good cop.
Well, she's a legit good cop, which is why she can't even fucking deal with this shit anymore. She's just like, you know, she joined because she wanted to change the system from within and fight for people's rights. And now she's just like, I'm just about to tase every one of you motherfuckers. I swear to God, the next person.
She's to the point where she's like, everybody, just nobody move. No one. No fucking buddy.
But we work with you. I don't give a fuck. I'm sick of all of your shit. All of it.
She's like, you can't be trusted either. Go away. I feel for her.
I remember I had a post on Facebook about all cops are bad or something like that, and she saw it and she was like, that's so hurtful. You can't say that about police officers. And I was like, okay, so if I came to you and asked you, should I trust a cop? What would you tell me? And she got real quiet and she was just like, don't trust them. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can't fucking trust them. But anyway, so that was Kink in the News for this week.
Yay!
Hopefully next week we'll have some fun stories instead of some like enraging ones.
Okay, so I have an update that's going to make you super happy, and we're going to do it next week because I didn't give you enough time. But
I love updates. Go on, then.
update. So I did post the poll on not Twitter, just Instagram. And the answer was, we are keeping Strain of the Week. So Strain of the Week is staying. Actually,
I love you guys. Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we will pick a cool strain to like kick off our new season and make you guys proud. We'll like collaborate and find something super duper awesome that we haven't heard of.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to.
Or should we let them pick?
The 420 memes. I think 420 memes should pick.
Okay, 420 memes. You guys should pick.
You know what? 420 memes. Why don't you come on? Why don't you come on next week and do Strain of the Week?
That would be cool. 420 memes. If you want to join us on Daddy Issues, you can actually host our Strain of the Week. Well, you can join us, me and Lily. Yay.
I'd love to have them on.
Yeah, I love this.
I like 420 memes.
I do
as
too.
Fuck, man.
I do like. I've reshared their shit. Like what you're allowed. Some of the posts you can reshare. And then,
dude, I still don't know how to reshare shit on Instagram.
It's
I'm
the
fucking
little
awful at Instagram.
It's the little airplane, the little paper plane.
Is that what that's for?
Yep.
I thought that was just for messages.
It also can add it to your story if they have made it, if they allow it on their posts. Not everybody does.
Shade Queen in with the tech support.
I really am. I fucking, without me, this show would probably have fallen off at the wheels only because I have to make sure, like, we can be on the same piece of internet at the same time. Some fucking how and get decent audio. Like, that's the only reason.
It would be like Skype quality if I were left in charge, because I don't know how to work a lot of this stuff. So I'm like, okay, this is the best I can do.
So I want to tell you,
it's easier for Legion After Dark because it's just me.
Right.
When you have two people that are across the world from each other, it's a bit more tricky.
Yeah, we work at this relationship.
To you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We care. And you know what? I'm really okay. So I got feedback on our first show. I asked a lot of people.
Right.
And I insisted
first show of the new season?
First episode new season. If you haven't listened to it, bang back because it's cool. We kind of just talk a little bit about what we're getting into. This is going to be like a heavily focused season. Just like that's why we have Kink in the News. We decided that because you guys are so right about Strain of the Week, that's going to stay. And we're going to keep your interests. Like we're still hot and shit. So don't walk away right yet. And
well, that's the thing. It's not going to change completely. It's not going to be a different show. It'll still be us fucking around and just being goofy.
Yeah, someone got really nervous. They were like, well, how much is it going to change? I was like, you'll still love us and recognize the show from a mile away. We are not going away from our roots.
No, not at all. Because, just because a subject changes a little bit doesn't mean that we as people chanch.
Yeah, we're still us, guys.
We are still us. I'm still a massive stoner.
So I actually have to bring something up to you because I had this happen and it happened to a friend of mine who's also a podcaster and it really upset him. And when this happened to me, it really upset me too. So I wanted to bring it up to you because I feel like this is unique to women attacking women. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up. So a while back, this was last year, I was asking for feedback on the show, and someone made a rude comment about you. And obviously, they're not a listener anymore.
I think I remember that. What did they say? I can't remember what they said.
I don't even remember, but I remember being really pissed that they fucking said it. But the thing is, I have to take a step back and not just react for the sake of reacting. And then I took another step back and I was like, fuck all that noise. She's my wife.
I wish I could remember what they said because I distinctly remember you calling me and being really pissed off. And I was like, God, what'd they say? And you told me what they said. And I was like, oh, that's not actually really that bad.
You did not even care. It was something about sounding like you like smoke a lot of cigarettes or something like that, or something about your speech. I know, but I didn't. I didn't. It was about being rude to my wife. Fuck off.
You're such a good wifey.
I know,
You take
I
such
love you.
good care of me.
I don't let anybody talk about my bitch. That's it.
Oh, no, wait, you guys should have heard it when she called me to tell me about it. I was expecting it to be like a death threat or like fucking, oh yeah, they said they were gonna come kick your, and she was just like, it was like something about my voice being husky or something like that, and I was just like, oh. Well, I mean, it is though, so it's fine.
she really was like seeing it from y'all's side too. She was like, "Well, I mean, it wasn't the worst point," but just know if you have anything negative to say, it's not going to be well received by me. If it's about me, you'll just get it back from me. So, dukes up. I'm fine with it if you are, but. So this happened to a friend of mine, and I was reading this post today, and it really kind of upset me because I happen to know the host it's about, and love their show, and I don't agree at all with what this person said, but it was a woman writing about another woman complaining about her voice. And I was like the tone of her voice, and basically saying that, and she even went so far as to say, just drop her from the show.
Wow.
Now, let me tell you what's going to happen if you say that shit to me. If you tell me to get rid of my wife, I'm going to slowly and quietly get really fucking mad. Hope that you unfriend me before I blast your shit. And let's just hope you've unsubscribed before I put that shit on air, because I'm gonna.
Dude, you guys don't do that, because if you say anything, especially if it's like something like that again about my voice, then what she'll do is she'll not only fuck you over, but it'll fuck me over too, because she'll be like, right, so for this next episode, it's just Lily Bongwater talking the whole fucking time. She'll make me talk, like, she'll make me read shit. She'll like, it'll go on and on.
Do impressions, like hours. She'll be reading from a script that she wrote. Like, I'm gonna let her fucking literally get lit as fuck. It can get worse. I can let her take the reins. It could happen.
Oh, Christ.
See, she doesn't even want them. Do you know how bad this will be for you? I'll put that shit out there. We've got a strong ass season behind us. Let's fuck some shit up.
Dude,
like,
you guys don't want this.
Yeah, we're gonna get evicted from being on air. So just don't fuck any more shit up and listen through. Okay, this is my wife.
So how did the show react to it? Because I'm sorry if you don't. Should we clap?
Okay, so you were about to comment. You said. So what was the show's reaction, I think you were about to say, or what?
Yeah. Because, I mean, honestly, not like some people's voice will just grate on you, and it affects different people.
Yeah.
Everyone has a certain tone or a pitch that just gets on their nerves. And I get that. And I think every podcaster gets that. But if you don't like it, listen to another fucking show or get over it.
Right. Don't ask
they're
them
not
to
gonna
drop.
Yeah, they're not going to drop a host just because fucking Barbara in Illinois doesn't like the one lady's voice.
Well, and I'm going to speak out for this particular host. She's great. She really, I think she's kind. I think she's warm. I think that she keeps the momentum in the show. So, like, really, as a host, she's strong. She's a strong host, and there's something about her spirit that's like really attractive and whimsical, like really sweet. So like when I felt attacked when I found out that this was written about her, and it wasn't even my show, she's not even my host, like if you're a fan, we love our children. We love our children. I'm just kidding. Woosah. If anybody doesn't think that we're real people, there you go. Real people. We fuck up all the time, but we're good people. So no,
real people. Now we're automated.
Right? I wish I were AI sometimes. It would make life a little bit more manageable.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Yay! No, it's their reaction was a lot like mine. He was very defensive. I am not talking about the show. It is on purpose because he's concealed this post on purpose, in hopes that she won't know. And I would feel just as protective. I feel that his reaction was very similar to what mine would have been. And I commend him for it, really, honestly, because not everybody stands by their co-host. And I'm not saying that there weren't times where it was difficult. Like, you know, people's lives change. And I think when you're a podcaster, you have to accept that, you know, not everybody's going to like your co-host, and not everybody's going to like your vibe, and not everybody's going to like your timeline and how often you put episodes out.
Absolutely.
It's just how it is. Like, I've said to Lily off air a million times, our relationship outweighs anything. Literally anything that I put out on air. It does. And I feel like that translates to people. It's no different than any other relationship in that I wouldn't betray her trust. She and I are very on the table with each other. And that's preserved our friendship, because when I get nervous, she knows why. When I'm upset about something, she knows I'm upset with myself because I don't want to hurt her. And that's, I feel like, the measure of a really good friend. And I feel like you should be really good friends when you're on air together. And we didn't start as friends. Most people don't know that. Some people know that who listen a long time, but we didn't always know each other.
No, not at all. It took a while for us to hit our stride, you know, once we really got to know each other, that was it. It was really good from then on. But there's no reason to make comments on anyone's podcast. Just stop listening. Right. It's that simple.
Right. If you have something negative to say, I want to just speak out as a podcaster. I make jokes about it. I mean, you can 5-star rate us and hate us all review season. I don't care if it's a negative review, if it's still a 5-star rating. But like, most people do care. Most people will care.
Like, we're looking forward to really negative reviews.
Dude, I
we're
want you to fuck our shit up a little bit.
I'm so ready.
Yeah,
I mean, we're down for it.
All we want is the 5-star rating. You break whatever you want, and iTunes will decide. They'll decide if it gets. Yeah, and we'll read it on air and be supportive about it.
Word for word.
Yeah. And honestly, I take criticism seriously. When you guys write in and say things to us, we listen. We do listen.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, we don't just roast you. If you have like legitimate criticism or worries and you get in touch with us with that, then we are here for it.
Yeah.
We will think about how we can change what we're doing and what we can do to stop the problem if it's a legitimate problem.
Okay, now that is a perfect segue, because I actually have something I want to talk to you about. This is going to kind of lock into BDSM relationships in general. We're going to talk about bombs and relationships. Something you didn't know for a long ass time, and they're just telling you. You didn't find out, they're telling you. Okay? But it's something serious, extreme. I'll give you an example. This came up on air on another show, WRMF. WRMF. Human. They were talking about this guy called in, and I'm going to tell you what he said because I had a really strong reaction for him. He calls in, says that he's been in a 1.5-year relationship with a woman. They were getting to the point, like, they see each other, they have a good relationship, good, you know, rapport. He felt like they were ready to move to the next level. So they start discussing, like, living together. And she fully melts down, like full meltdown, like tears. This goes on for days on and off. He doesn't know why the hell she's that upset. Come to find out, she's got a 9-year-old child she's never mentioned. And they've been together a 1.5 years every single fucking day. Oh my
God.
Now here's why
who's been watching your kid?
Okay, so here's why shit's real. So there's layers to this, which is why I had a strong reaction. That wasn't the only part of the story. So
holy shit.
Yeah. So she does not have custody of this child currently. Okay. It's been living with the father ever since she left her home state years and years ago. So she's lived without the child for all this time. Living without your mother, I don't even know what that would feel like. Probably not always bad in my case.
I think probably the same as like it'll feel the same with any single parent.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fair. That's fair. You know? Okay. So lived with the father, right? And now the father is taking a job out in California, and guess who he's leaving behind? The child. And
oh my fucking God! You can't do that.
It gets worse. Child who has no relationship with mother is moving to mother. is the hoe.
Christ's sake.
Now, here's why I'm sure people's minds are blowing. Why are you against him being with his mother? I'm not necessarily against him being with his mother or her being with her mother.
I am. I'm fucking against it.
I have a question. Well, I have a major question, which is why do you guys talk? Like, okay, if you've been with someone for a year and a half and they are about to essentially like inherit their child back, and you've never seen them speak to this child, what the fuck
That's what I'm
is
saying.
going on?
Yeah. He's essentially fucking dumping the kid off on a total stranger.
Right.
I mean, to the kid's point of view, this shit
kid's
is why
gonna have
abortion
abandonment
needs to be
issues.
legal and easy to acquire.
What?
They should
Sorry?
have never fucking. I said this shit is why abortion needs to be legal and easy to acquire. This bitch should have never had this kid. If you're not planning on raising a child, don't fucking have one.
Well,
None
and
of
here,
this like.
I'm gonna play
ship the
devil's
kid to
advocate for
family
like
member to family member.
I'm gonna play
Fuck
devil's advocate for like 1 minute. Okay, and I'm gonna say one thing. On the off chance she has a psychotic piece of shit ex, because they exist, and sometimes they have the better lawyer, and they can fucking put shit on you. I do know this happens. I know somebody this is happening to who totally does not deserve it. So for that, I'm gonna give her a pass only in that sense. If you fucking walked and left your kid behind and he didn't fucking have the upper hand, you fucked up.
Yep.
And by the way, even if he got away with it, you should have been fighting. If you really wanted your child, you would have been fighting. I wouldn't have fucking given up. I'll tell you that. You better fight me till I'm dead, because you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. We're either gonna share or fuck you.
Seriously.
So,
I mean,
but
and what's
to your
the
point,
dad's problem? He's been raising the kid the whole time. Did he never bond with her or something?
So,
like, how can he just take a job in California and just be like, oh well, you can't come with me though?
And this
fucking
guy
what?
who calls in has literally no background, because to him, this woman was just a single woman. You know, no kids. Like,
no, I'd be out. I'd be out in a fucking heartbeat. Absolutely not. Do not fuck with this bitch. Do not.
I
get
felt like
involved
this.
in that.
I felt like this. If you're hiding another life, whether or not that child is currently in your life, it is something to have been spoken about. A year and a half in, that's a committed relationship if ever I heard one. So to me, that bridge should have been crossed. And since it wasn't, that's downright deceptive. Just no other way to put it.
Any big things like that, you talk like as soon as the relationship starts getting serious, as soon as you guys agree to be together exclusively, sit down and tell each other your shit.
Yep.
Just get it out. Just get all of it out. Don't fucking. I mean, what are you doing? What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? You just never have to mention your kid again because you never thought you'd see her. Or him. Or
and actually, that's my concern about this, is that I kind of got the vibe that this was like, well, I never really know if I'm ever going to see him again or have him again, so let me just act like he doesn't. It's not.
Who gives a shit?
Right, like, it's not like you just overlooked this small thing. This isn't like, hey, I had this extra dog I forgot to tell you about. This is like, hey, I gave birth to another life and my ex has custody. I don't even know if this guy knew she was ever in a relationship that resulted with a child. I don't know if she was married or divorced or, because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So
get out, dude. Run.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Run away.
But now let's talk about bombs in relationships. First of all, have you ever been thrown a bomb in a relationship where you were on cruise control, everything was fine, and then they're like, oh, by the way.
No, but no, I've never had that happen. But you got to remember, like, the type of person I am and the type of people that I've historically been around.
True.
Yeah. It's any bombshell I usually know about beforehand. I've never had anyone hide shit like that from me. Not that I can think of ever.
Okay. Have you ever dropped a bombshell? Or for the same reasons, not really?
Not when there's like an established relationship. No, not at all. Because I usually come out with my shit after
Early.
the first couple of dates.
Yeah, that's how I am.
If it's like, if I go on a date and it's like, okay, I want to see them again, and then I see them again, and I'll see them a third time. Then that third time, it's like I go through all of it. I'm like, look, I am bitchy. I get in my moods. I'm crazy. Like not the fun kind. The fucking sudden crippling depression, unable to get out of bed kind. Like I lay out all my shit.
I do that too, and actually, I feel better about it. It's not like I'm trying to scare you off. It's like, hey, I'm not going to be that chick that puts on a mask for 6 months to 7 years and is like, hey, how am I? I'm like this. No, I'm not. This is really the whole show. This is it.
I don't hide anything about my life because I'm not ashamed of anything.
That's how I feel too. I'm too old to care.
I don't give a shit. Yeah. And Ben, obviously, because I call it my disclaimer, and I tell everyone, I'm like, okay, right, I'm gonna give you my disclaimer, and this is all of my shit. So they're like, okay, and they brace for it, you know. Yeah. But he's just, you know, I get really bitchy sometimes. I'm really demanding, and he's like, you know, I like bitchy and demanding, you know. Like,
I mean,
about every little thing, which is adorable. I'm like, see, you say that now.
And that's the thing, like, you have to find somebody that can really handle your vibe, and then you have to find somebody that can handle your vibe when shit is hard.
Yeah,
because that is the measure of a person. I've said it more than once. I really feel like that's how you know if you're really gonna want to do life with someone permanently. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's like, it's really not even surviving the event together, because like a lot of couples do that. It's how you came together in it. When you lose someone, or when you're like, maybe like something scary happened, like there was a car accident and they got injured, you know, you didn't lose each other, but like something serious, you know, and what happens in that time is very telling. You know, I have a friend that got diagnosed with cancer, and his girlfriend basically walked. Like, straight up, like, she was there for the diagnosis and not much else. She was like, well, I really don't want to be with a sick person. You find out a lot about people, like, you know, and I think there's something to be said, by the way, if you haven't been through a life event together, do not get married. Please don't get married. If you haven't been through something traumatically serious together, you're not ready, because it's gonna come when you're married. And if you've never done that shit, you're not ready for it.
No, not in the slightest. Don't do it. It
will often break people up in a marriage if like the stress is too high and you see something really ugly in somebody that you've never seen before. If you don't know the monster inside, you shouldn't marry it. I really feel that way. And for a lot of people,
you're right,
myself included, maybe you just shouldn't get married. Like,
I don't think anybody should get married. We got married because Ben is a hopeless romantic.
I think that's good.
You know, he's like, no, but I want to be married. And I've always just been like, why?
Yeah,
What's
that's
the
me.
Purpose of it, you know, like
to me, I've already been married and divorced, and like I'm at the place in life where it's like, if I say I love you, I'm committed to you. The end. I'm not going anywhere. There's no shady shit going. I'm gonna straight up be with you, you know. And short of that, but if you're not hearing me say I love you, we ain't cool like that. So don't assume. Okay,
dude, and I'm sorry, like to the women out there that are like, yeah, but I want my big day. I want my big day with my big dress and stuff. And it's like, just go get a wedding dress, man. Walk around town. People will be like, oh my God, it's your wedding day. You know, it'll be just like the real thing.
And way fucking cheaper. Here, I'll do you one better. You could even go through the fucking, he can rent the fucking suit, go out to a fancy restaurant, have the fucking day. But it's cheaper this way. You're not paying for 50 meals that don't show up. And you, if you're divorced, aren't really divorcing. You're just leaving. And 50% of your shit is still yours.
Right.
You don't owe anybody shit. You get to leave.
There's no reason to get married. There's no, I mean, do you even get tax cuts anymore?
Yeah.
Or did they get rid of it?
No, well, I mean, it's like everything is changed. I really feel like V for Vendetta is unrolling in the U.S. right now.
Oh, girl. Well, okay, that's a great analogy, because on the UK side, we're dangerously close to a no-deal Brexit. The military is on standby.
Dude, I know. I've been watching your shit.
Yeah,
it's not good.
To declare martial law and instill curfews and shit like that if there's civil unrest in the event of a no Brexit deal, which it looks like that's what's going to happen. Now, if you remember in the movie, that is exactly how the UK was. But what was America like? If you remember in the movie, they do have news footage of little news snippets from America, and America is in the middle of a massive civil war.
Called it. I called it. So I've said over and over and over, we're not going to get out of this without a massive war. We're just not. We're not, because he's a dick, and he's a baby with a fucking button. Like,
dude,
it's gotten to the point where it's like, someone give this motherfucker a map and a new job. Everybody's like, he's an amazing businessman. He's making great things happen for this country. What?
He went bankrupt how many times?
Dude, if you can literally tap dance,
he didn't even pay his contractors.
No, and you know what I already know what Trump supporters say about that. By the way, this is what they say about it. They say, "Well, there's no proof. Where's the proof? How do you know he didn't pay? How do you know he did?" Because there's proof. There is proof. There's lawsuits. There's fucking a bazillion but
files
that's what they'll
on
say.
it.
That's legit what they'll say. Even if you have proof, they'll be like, that's not real.
Just because you're too lazy to actually look at the fucking paperwork and look at the lawsuits and look at the shit that he's been doing since the fucking 80s, that doesn't mean it's not real.
Yeah.
That just means you're lazy. Or possibly can't read. I mean, we are talking about Trump supporters here. Maybe they can't read.
It's so hard to read. It's so hard for them to read. Like, I love how they're always like, and a lot of them are ex-military or still in the military, and that scares me, you know, because it's like, what are you guys being fed? You know, is really why I react that way. It's not that I think, and I say that because it's like, it's a really small world when you're sent away. You know, you have access to not everything. So what you have access to is kind of fed to you.
Don't mess with that.
What?
Or you get the spray bottle.
Spray bottle of justice. What was he doing?
I don't know, but it was shady.
You're like, I don't trust it. Don't trust that. He was over
there on Ben's night table, just like fucking with something, and I'm like, okay, there's nothing over there.
Like, stupid. Stop.
There's nothing over there that will give you a legitimate reason to fuck with stuff over there.
I feel like I'm gonna open this like bombshells being dropped in relationships things. Just to circle back to that really quick, I'm gonna post something about this on Instagram today and have you guys weigh in on, has anybody ever dropped a bomb on you guys, on any of you in a relationship, and if so, what was it? How did you react? Did you leave? Did you stay? Were you okay with it? How did it all go down?
I am so curious about this. I would love to hear people's stories of having a bomb dropped.
I'll bet we're going to get
that
some really crazy answers. I'll bet we will, because I've seen some of our followers. We've got an eclectic following.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
It's the best kind.
I do. I love it. I don't want any of our listeners to think I love one more than the other. I love you all. I think you're all awesome. I can't believe you listen. I'm super happy about it. Then I think, as far as strain of the week, next week, we're going to ask Weed Memes if they'll do it. If not, we'll come up with something super cool and let you guys vote.
Yes.
We'll give you some options.
I have I done Fruity Pebbles on the show?
I think
I had some Fruity Pebbles in recently.
I think you have.
I think I have. I fucking thought I was getting Fruity Pebbles the other day because we had just been getting Fruity Pebbles for a while, and we got home and we smoked it and fell asleep. And then when we went to pick up some more, he was like, "Oh no, that was the really strong Star Dog." And it was like, "Oh."
Hey, I wanna. You had an article this morning that you sent me with the panties.
Oh, about having a sad vagina.
Yes.
Apparently, if you don't get laid often enough, your vagina gets sad.
I think I'm proof of that. I really do. I think that that's true. 100% true. And also, if your vagina doesn't get like the attention it really deserves, that'll also happen. It'll like fall off. So be careful, ladies. Be choosy. It'll literally just like rot off your body if you don't treat it well.
If I have to go without for a while, mine doesn't get sad. Mine gets quite angry.
Like a forest, or like what happens to it? Does it get like clutchier?
No, it's just aggressive.
Oh my god! Like it would cut the dick off like a fucking pipe.
Yeah, more like that than
Jesus.
forest. I still shave.
Okay. Well, follow her on Instagram, because then you could have that experience and pay for it. Is that one of your services? I have to know. Like, when do we get the rundown of what you offer? What do you offer?
I offer 24/7 online domination. I don't do like little sessions. If I'm gonna do online domination, I want them to commit at least a week worth of control. I offer in real life sessions, obviously, all manner of bondage and impact play. Okay. I will restrain you. I'll beat the shit out of you. Sensation play. I'll do water sports. I'll do mommy dom services. I do, electric play. Not with the violet wand, not with the e-stem, because I'm quite new to the e-stem. I've used a violet wand quite a few times.
Okay, to our greenies, back up and explain what you just said.
Okay, an e-stem device is kind of like those things that you can get that you put on your abs and it shocks them and it gives you muscles, and they're like, oh, it's the equivalent of doing an e-stem machine. Is kind of like one of them. You can adjust the voltage and everything, but it's pads that are stuck to your body, not like the violet wand, which is a long sort of glass tube with the electrical charge in it that shocks you as you run it over their body. But yeah, the violet wands at the minute, I'm not offering e-stems at the minute because I don't have an e-stem device, and I haven't used them often enough to feel comfortable using it on clients yet. I'm practicing with that one. Sissification, sissy made, transformation play. I offer all manner of transformation play. I offer key holding services, foot worship, obviously, because that's just fucking great. And things like that. I am specializing in newbie training. Newbie slave training is definitely one of my things.
Okay. Yeah, she's really supportive, so I would trust her.
I'm quite good with new slaves because when they're new, they're so nervous. You have to really watch them, because for some, they are so excited about finally getting to experience this fantasy that they've had for ages that they will struggle to safe word if something's too much, because they don't want it to end, Right. So you have to be incredibly empathetic and observant with a new sub that's experiencing domination for the first time, because for them, this is something that's been building up inside of them their entire lives,
right,
or at least since puberty hit. And so they might not play as safely as an experienced sub that has a better understanding of their own limits and their own desires. For a lot of new people, there's a lot of stuff that sounds like a really great idea, and they've been fantasizing about it for ages, and then they get it and they're like, this isn't actually as great as I thought it would be, and want to try something else.
Yeah, and I think it's important to, you mentioned in the last episode, like nonverbal safe words. It's so important, like a way to stop what's going on if you need to. And I think what you said just now is really important too, is if you're new and you're not really sure what you're getting into, you need somebody who can kind of read the situation and make sure it's not too much, because if you're not ready to speak out, they need to be able to pull back and recognize that. And that takes a certain amount of intuitiveness and awareness that not everybody cares to have, honestly. I think that's a really good sign of a good dominant, though. So
Oh, thank you.
I love
Thank
her.
you, wifey.
I love her. Any advice?
I give great aftercare as well. I give fantastic aftercare.
I was going to say, is there anything, like, what are 3 things that you would say are really important to a new slave, like looking for a domina? Like, what should they look for in a new domina? If they're completely green, don't know what they're getting into, but they have kinks they're interested in and know where they can go, what should they look for? What are good things?
Definitely listen to other members of the BDSM community.
Okay.
You know, people all in a certain area. And I'm not talking about online domination, because online domination, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
They can't physically damage you in any way or anything like that. But in real life, for real life sessions, the community in any area is usually somewhat tight knit, and everybody kind of knows everyone else, people that have been there a while. And if they tell you something negative about somebody that you are really into, listen to them. You know, listen to them. Let that be. I'm not saying if somebody says one bad thing about them, you know, write them off. I'm saying listen, understand, and ask around.
Okay.
You know, say, you know, I've heard this about this person. If you can talk to any subs that have played with that dom before or whatever at the event that you're at, fantastic. They're a great piece of advice. As a matter of fact, I advise any and all submissives or slaves to find a community, find friends that are also submissive, that are also slaves, because they can be an incredible amount of support when you're just coming into the scene.
I say this too. I'm so
it's
excited.
true.
I say this a lot when people are like, I've never, and I'm like, you build your tribe first, because you need lots of people that you trust and that you can trust to strengthen your ability to freely move in this and not feel restricted right off, and also not to end up being a victim of abuse. I think that's really important. We talk about that a lot because it happens a lot. And it's easy if somebody is taking that power and abusing it.
Absolutely. So, another big, I can't stress this enough. So please listen to me, submissives out there. If you are wanting to book a session with a pro dom, you do not ever play with a dom that has messaged you. If they have messaged you first, don't fucking trust it, because no pro dom is out sending DMs.
That's true.
To submissive.
I never ever send a message to a submissive ever.
No one. You don't, because we have shit to do. We have other clients. We have people that are messaging us. So if a dom messages you and offers their services without you having messaged them first, don't fucking trust it. Seriously, do not trust it. We don't send out like mass emails or texts or messages on FatLove. We don't do that. We don't send stuff like that out. So if you get something like that, automatically don't trust it. Do not play with that person.
Good advice. Third thing?
Well, when you speak to the dominant, if they're immediately, like if you send them a message, like one of the ones like we get, hello goddess, you're so lovely, I would love to worship you, blah blah blah, and they immediately message you back with, okay slave, get on your knees now, blah blah blah, don't bother with them. That is not a professional. A professional will not just start to scene with you, online or not.
Nope.
Because you said hello.
Nope.
That's not how we
because
work.
you tribute, just FYI.
Absolutely.
I get sent tributes all the time, and I'm really honest with people. I'm like, you do not own me. You are not my slave because you send a tribute. You are getting my attention. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's as far as we are going today. But that said, I think that's really good advice. I think those are 3 things that everybody should think about. Also, I was thinking about, if you've listened to the show before, cool, but listen through some of the earlier episodes. Also, I encourage it, not because we need the downloads. It's already been there, done that, kind of happened. But really, there's a lot of good, we talk about what is important when you're a submissive. I think that's really important to, if you haven't referenced that, as a dominant, go check that out. Because if you want to be a good dom, you should listen from your submissive's perspective also. You should understand where their headspace is, not just where
that is another red flag. That is another red flag. If you have, not with a professional, but with a lot, because with a professional, it's like, 9 times okay, let's say you're a regular client of mine and I see you regularly and you spend money on sessions with me regularly.
Right.
And if you have something going on in your life and you want to talk about it, I will talk about it with you.
Right.
However, if you're a lifestyle submissive and you have a lifestyle dominant that you are in a relationship with, not in a professional capacity, you're just in a relationship with, and they do not take your issues seriously or take the problems that are going on in your life outside of that dynamic seriously, then they're not worth shit. Get rid.
Yeah, we've talked about that. That happens a lot, doesn't it? It happens a lot. Like, it's happened. I hear about it a lot.
There's a lot of fake ass doms out there that just use the title to be dickheads.
Yeah,
and that's not what being a dominant's about. It's not about being an asshole.
Yeah, and there are fake submissives too. Like, there are some of us that are really not very submissive, but I think that's exposure to bad doms also. Like, I think guidance is a big part of your job, our job. You know, I have a very specific set of like interests. I want your money, and that's it. You know, you're getting my attention, and that's how you're gonna get it. But
see, I would like to have, like, in my professional life, what I would like to have, if I could have it set up exactly like I want it in my goal,
like your perfect
right?
world. Yeah,
but I'm not going to call it that. I'm going to call it a goal because that's what I'm fucking working towards.
Okay.
I'd have my own play space, and I would have a group of about 10 to 12 regular slaves that were my clients. And I could do the odd session with a new person if I wanted to, but these are my main ones.
Right.
You know?
Your bread and butter.
Yeah, because honestly, selfishly, it's more enjoyable for me to have a repeating client because I get to know what little things will fuck with them. And that's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
You know? That is one of my favorite things to do. And a lot of the play that I prefer to do is something that takes longer than just a couple of hours in a session. It takes, you know, a long-term sort of working relationship with this person so that they're meeting their own personal goals. You know, I like to be in that position. So to have someone who says they're dominant, and I get that not everybody doms the way I do. I get that not everybody, you know, everybody's got their own sort of style of domination. But at the end of the day, as a dominant, that submissive is our responsibility.
Yep, and that agree.
Means, you cannot just blow off your sub because she's having a hard time at work and would rather talk about it than give you head, dick.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I think we too often, like, I think that I see this a lot in Findom, like a lack of emotion for a sub, and I really don't have that lack of emotion. I'm a real person. I think they can sense that even from a distance because I don't really conceal it. It's like, listen, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm really not.
I am.
She is. She wants to fucking hurt you. You're gonna pay for it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be awesome. But I like, financial domination's a very specific kink. I know most people aren't into it, and I'm fine with that because the people that are, they call, they're around, they find me. And that's to her point that I would never ever message a sub. I've never messaged a sub first, ever.
You don't.
I barely respond to these fucks. If I don't get a tribute, you're not getting a response. Spoiler alert. Like, I don't know you yet.
Insane. Yeah, it is insane to me that there's just no.
Yeah. Also, the reason I do that for verification purposes, like, I need to make sure you at least can have a credit card or access to a credit card.
For me, I require cash tributes, even though I do like more long-term sessions than you do. just to weed out the fucking time wasters.
Yeah,
you know?
see, that's it's a difficult balance, that shit. I like doing it this way. I put them all on blast and I warn them it's gonna happen. I'm like, if you fuck up, I'm gonna put that shit up online.
Yeah.
Yep, right on my
Yeah,
Instagram,
I mean-
right where you messaged me, so everybody knows that you're a liar.
Yeah, and for somebody with a blackmail kink,
Honestly,
they're all
like
about it.
I it's right there in my profile. It's got the link to our show and it says tribute before DM. I'm very fucking clear. Don't fuck up. I don't want to talk to you. I have friends. I'm fucking nice. People like my ass. Like, I don't need your friendship. I'm here for your money. You're here for that kink. We're here for that. She is here to beat the shit out of you and enjoy it.
God, it's great cardio, really.
I think it sounds great. In fact, you know what? If I could get more approval in this house, I probably would be great at that too. I just have to train a bit more, you know, bulk up, because I'd really want to make some marks.
I'm having to do that too, and it's not really because it's difficult. It's because when you whip someone a couple of times, it's no big deal. But when you whip someone, you know,
155,
100 times,
156, 157,
your shoulders start to ache a bit. You know,
you're feeling the burn. You're like, shit, ow, ooh. And then if you're at the right angles, your pecs, you're gonna start getting bigger. You're gonna be in a new cup. Like a free breast lift. That shit happens. That's a real thing. If you like, it's a real thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. But no, I think to your credit, you're usually right, and people need to accept that if they listen to this show, which is why I'll never evict you. In other news, if you love us, you can email us, daddyissueshow@gmail.com if you want to email us. We're happy to hear what you have to say. If you don't want to like put it online, put us on blast because you're kind of a pussy, it's fine. We love you. We love pussy. It's great. If you're a masochist, you're probably still listening. Anything you'd like to add, wifey?
Not that I can think of. A new episode of Legion After Dark should be dropping next week. I know I said that last week, but it should actually be dropping this week. I've had a bit of issues with my guests.
Dude, really?
Be on. Yeah, because we've been so busy.
Ugh.
But the House Vindicta, the Furies, all three of us, me, Mistress Miska, and our good friend Laura, will be reviewing 2006 The Pet on the next episode. So I've just got to sort of wrangle them at the minute.
Okay.
But we've been hella busy with photo shoots and shit. So hopefully sometime this week we'll get that recorded and released, and you know, you can all bask in our glory.
In the meantime, do check out the fucking Instagram. It's awesome. You're gonna like it. You'll like it. You'll like it. You'll end up subscribing, and then you'll be like, oh shit, she's got all my money. Also, if you're not gonna be total cocksuckers, or if you like humiliation, call me. I'm around. I do very specific sessions. Like, I will fucking make you cry, and you're gonna like it. If you're into that sort of shit, let me know. I actually had a guy that was like, if you can make me cry, I'll pay you $500. I was not able to make him cry, so I'm gonna try harder next week.
Damn.
I know.
Oh, I need to know how this goes.
I was like, who did you give your soul to? Because not even the devil wouldn't cry for this shit. He was like, you're really good. He's like, I have to give you points. He's like, seriously. He's like, I'm gonna give you more than half. Yeah, for like efforts. Normally it's just $0. So I guess I kind of won on that deal.
Yeah, but once you finally break him down and make him cry, like, you've got to have him on the show.
Yeah, when I do that also, I told her. So this is what our deal was. I was like, I don't normally make deals with fucking, like, you. I wouldn't even call him a sub. I was like trying to find the words just even now. And it was like, pfft. But the deal is that if I get him to cry, he gives me $1,000. Because I fucked up the first time, but I want to make up for it. I think I got some shit in the tank now. I've been kind of angry lately. The red period's coming through any minute now. Like,
oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I was like,
wait till you're at the height of PMSing.
I was like, I'm gonna set a date for this.
Can you cheat? How like are there limits to in what way you can make him cry? Because you could just post like the whole movie of Grave of Fireflies and like he'd have to pay up.
Honestly, if I
The
really
boy is trying to damage. Watch this.
dude, if he's an American, I could just play the news like for any amount of time. No, like I can't really tell where he's from, but I'll get back to you on that. I should probably ask that sort of shit.
Yeah, is there rules on how to make him cry? Because
Are there limits?
yeah,
Do I have to do it the way you think I'm gonna do it, or do I just have to do it?
yeah.
That's a good question. See, this is why she's a pro. I'm kicking it Findom style. And you know what? It's working. It's fine. I'm okay over here. I'm doing all right. It's all right. You guys keep following. I like that shit. But if you don't tribute, I don't fucking know you. You don't exist to me. Thank you. Bye. I think this is good. This is a good place to close out where everybody stops giving a fuck. I love you, dear.
I love you too. So how are things going? You're making lots of money?
So I told you I kind of took a step back because I didn't want to I was really fucked up about it. And now I'm like refocusing and starting to take people's money again. The guy that I made that bet with, that was yesterday.
Nice.
I really thought I had that shit in the bag, but I proved to myself I was rusty. I was a little too there was too much hubris in my tank and not enough fucking return in that investment. So... It's all right. Humble is good to have. It was a humbling experience. He was like, I didn't cry. I was like, would you tell me? He was like, next time we'll do I was like, I need proof that you're not crying. So he like sent a photo and it was like time stamped and everything. I was like, all right. So, but I tend to not believe these fuckers either. So now that we have like a serious bet going, I want him on camera. And if I still don't make him cry, then maybe I'm in the wrong business after all. Again.
Dude, send him. There's like compilations on YouTube of try not to cry videos that is just all these sad, horrible moments.
Dude, I feel like I could just send him the fucking pets video for adoption that Sarah McLaughlin narrates. And he'd be good. That makes everybody sad in their soul parts, if you have one.
Yeah, he could be just a psychopath, but you gotta try. You gotta turn down a challenge like
my
that.
efforts are really behind this. I gotta be honest. Like $1,000, that's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
And normally, I'll say this too. Normally, when subs ask me, or like people who want to be my subs ask me to do shit for them, I'm like, fuck you, no. But in this case, like, I was like, I think I might do this. It was a good challenge. He wasn't asking me to take my clothes off. He wants me to insult the shit out of him. So, okay. All right. Rich guy who's bored at the keyboard. Keep in mind, I have to reiterate this. I have not spoken to these people on the phone. Just online. Just online.
Have you tried complimenting him a bunch?
Why would I do that?
Well, you know...
Do you see my face? Obviously not. I have not done that.
He wants you to make him cry, right?
Right.
But he gets off on humiliation and being insulted.
Right.
So that's not going to make him cry. Well, if you're like, you know, I think that deep down you're probably a really worthwhile person, and a lot of people don't get that. You know, like shit like that. Just
people
like,
really just
you are
don't understand you.
You are a good man.
You're a nice guy. Oh, that would work. I'll bet you that would. You know what? I'll tell you what. If that works, I'm gonna keep this on air. I'm gonna keep this in. I'll clip out some of it. I'm keeping this on air. This is a real life thing. If what you just said works, okay?
Yeah.
You get half the money. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm dead serious. Yes, I fucking will. It's your idea. And I think it's a great fucking idea, and you need a new mic, so like everybody wins.
Oh man, a new mic would be pretty fucking sweet.
I was only expecting to get 500. He offered the 1,000, so it was like,
right?
You know,
you get to try more than one thing in a session,
right? And I've
like
never
if it
done
doesn't
that.
Work, you get to try a different thing,
right? So like, and you could be right. That could be what I was doing wrong. And if it works, I feel like you should be rewarded. Like this is like a finder's fee thing. You could be. I'm the middleman.
to me, it's an experiment. I'm just really curious if it works, if it like hits him in his heartbone a bit.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be dead serious with you. I think the rush I get from this is knowing that these people are it's psychological. It really is.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
if you can find out what makes them tick, it's no different than any other kink. It's really not. They will fucking floor out that money for you and not even feel bad about it.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like you were talking about earlier about dropping a bomb in a relationship. Things like this are usually what the bomb is.
Yeah.
You know, they have a kink or a fetish, and that's a bit unusual, and they don't feel comfortable talking to, you know, their girlfriend about it, and so they come to us.
Yeah. Yeah, and men write into our show, I would say 80% of the time. I would say we get 20% of messages from women. It's like women don't trust us, or they don't want to know what we have to say, whatever. But you know, they are still listening. Incidentally, they still
just
download.
don't have a question.
Yeah, maybe
they just don't have questions. They're just like, yeah, I get you.
They're like, yeah, we agree. Keep talking, sisters. If anybody is listening still, and you are dominant, we would love to have you on the show, male or female. I'm going to open it up. I really, really want to feature somebody this month. So if you're brave enough to talk with us, we'd like to talk with you. Even better if you have like a pro dom career, just because I'm trying to learn more about this market. I'm very green. I'm really good at it. But I want to learn from more people.
Absolutely. I'm very new. I mean, being a lifestyle dom and being a pro dom are two very different things.
Exactly.
You know? So,
I run shit, but let's do this too. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
And I'm sorry, but anybody that thinks that there's a time to stop learning shouldn't be in this business.
I agree.
There's never a time to stop learning.
I think that's what I really missed about work. I really like to learn, and this has been fun to learn about. It really is a whole journey.
Yeah, it's nice.
Come with us, guys.
Literally. Also, if you are a slave or a submissive that goes to professional dominance, I'd love to have you on and talk to you about your experiences on 100%. That side of things.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that. We want a parallel voice here. Because we're all
love to hear your stories.
Yeah, your kink is, and if you're into different shit, then that is cool. Talk about that too. You know?
Absolutely.
The reason we're being a little bit more focused is because we want to give voices to the people that don't really have it on social media in general.
Absolutely. This is your house too, man.
You have daddy issues. We have daddy issues. Good night. Yeah, I'm good with that. You good?
Me too. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on Daddy Issues. If you enjoy the show, rate us wherever you're listening to us. And if you'd like to show your appreciation, you can do so at paypal.me/tiptheladies. If neither of those work for you, share us with a friend. I mean, after all, we're everybody's guilty pleasure. Click, play, obsess.